This is The Culture.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Wave podcast. We are here to talk to you guys about recapping the 96th Annual Academy Awards. The Oscars, ladies and gentlemen, were this past weekend, and we're here to talk about it. I am one of your hosts. My name is Darian. I am joined this time by Liz Seiko.
Hello.
Let's talk Oscars.
Let's do it.
We gave our predictions. You beat me, I'm pretty sure.
Did I?
I had a rough year.
Oh.
I had a very rough year. I did not win very many. I did not win Best Lead Actress, which I think might be a good place to start.
Let's do it.
Because Emma Stone won her second Academy Award, which puts her in a very prestigious club. I unfortunately still haven't seen Poor Things. I suck. I know. Were you I know you predicted her. I picked Sandra Hüller, which I think was probably like the third option. I think a lot of people were between Gladstone and Emma. What did you think about her win? And she was pretty shocked by her reaction. She obviously didn't feel like she thought she was going to win.
Yeah, I thought she was more shocked than I expected, honestly. Just because for me, yes, it was between Lily and her, but I don't know. I really was like Emma's performance is leading role status for me. And so she was a lot more surprised, but I thought her speech was great. I think she deserves it. I wasn't really shocked that she won. I think it would have been great if Lily did, but
I think she's in a very interesting, a great category to be in now, but I think she's like in the same category as people like Leo now, where like she can just pick whatever she wants. Like she can literally do whatever project she wants at whatever point. I mean, when was the last time she worked with like a non-name director? I mean, she's done a lot of shit now with Yorgos. She's going to be in his next two movies, which is crazy. And she just signed on to Ari Aster's next movie. So she's got a lot.
She's doing big names right now, which I think she should. Good for her, because she did had like a really wild early young career.
Yeah.
And I think now she's finally being like, no, let me be a little bit more picky rather than just taking what I need to get by.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think of her like from when she was doing like The Rocker, like really weird like family movies.
I think of Easy A.
Easy A is another one too.
I love that movie.
And Superbad was like what like kind of broke her out a little bit. But so Emma won Best Actress. Best Actor was Cillian, which was, we both got that one wrong.
Yes.
That one I do think was probably maybe Cillian ran away with it a little bit more than I thought, but I think Giamatti was still in consideration. Were you surprised by that?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, it was Oppie's year to win everything.
They did.
They did. No, I mean, I think he deserves it. It was definitely kind of the same thing that I was talking about Emma. He was carrying the weight of that film almost fully. Giamatti, I think I just voted for him because I think he kind of just deserves to be like praised, you know? But no, Cillian, I kind of was expecting it. I wasn't fully shocked. And I do think he deserves it. So good for him.
The supporting categories, we were tracing them the whole way ever since we saw both of those movies very early on in this channel's history. Even we both thought Dave Vine, Joy Randolph, as well as Robert Downey Jr. both kind of had it in the bag.
I think there was no question on either.
Yeah.
Anybody that was, you probably didn't see either movie then.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to ask you, having considered all that stuff, and Oppenheimer winded up winning Best Picture, which a lot of people thought, what was the biggest shock to you in terms of awards?
I would say adapted screenplay. Now, I haven't seen American Fiction, but I just didn't hear a ton of like chatter around it, so I wasn't really expecting it to win. So that one kind of surprised me, but now I'm gonna go watch it to like see what the hype is about it. So that one definitely surprised me a little bit. And then I would say, let me ask you, did you have any other surprise, or was that one not as surprising for you?
So I ended up predicting that one in our predictions episode, American Fiction, but that was one that I kind of was tracking the outlets to see what they were thinking. Because it was a tough category. There was a lot of really good screenplays in that one, and the fact that Barbie was also an adapted made it even more complicated because it should have been original. But I do think the strongest part of that movie was the screenplay, so I'm not surprised if it was going to win for something, it was going to be that. But I don't know, because I felt like I was following the trend with it, I wasn't as shocked when it ended up happening.
Okay.
Having said that, it's not my favorite script of the ones that were nominated. But I'm not a part of the Academy, so if you guys want to add me to the Academy, I'll give my thoughts there. But no, I wasn't necessarily surprised with that, but I did love his speech. and he really praised indie film. And I love that he was talking about how instead of making one giant $200 million movie, why don't we make $10-20 million movies?
Absolutely.
And I'm totally in for that. I think that a lot of the stuff that we highlighted last year for films in general have been a lot of really great intimate stories that touched us in a certain way. Like, we were both upset with the fact that All of Us Strangers and Iron Claw didn't get nominated for anything. And like, those are the kind of movies that like, even those, well, I don't know if All of Us Strangers did really that well on in terms of box office, because I think it got released in that weird window where they just kind of put it out to get more traction for awards consideration. And it's a little bit smaller than Iron Claw was.
Mm-hmm.
But Iron Claw did really well critically and commercially, and that got no nominations. I mean, we've talked at length about how we love Dream Scenario, and that didn't get a single nomination.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see American Fiction being in that category of getting a win under its belt for a movie that is very I mean, it is adapted, but it's a very original concept, and it's something that shook up Hollywood a little bit, and I thought that was a good thing. But I wasn't necessarily shocked by it.
No, I also think, like, for those films that we love but they didn't get nominated, I think it's a little bit of a task to go on the Oscar train of trying to get an award. I think it's a lot of money and a lot of time that sometimes these teams and these crews and these production companies don't necessarily want to have to go down that road, especially for a smaller budget and a smaller film that they're like, let's not throw it into the fire of nominations and award bidding.
Yeah, I think I hope I'm saying this right, but I think it was Cillian that was the one who was like, it's been exhausting like doing what I've been doing for the last year for this movie, promoting it, because like it's been, I mean, think about it. The movie came out in, was it July, right, of 23?
July.
And we're in March of 24.
And they have not left our screens at all. Everywhere you see is just Oppenheimer and Barbie, honestly, both of them.
Exactly. And I think like RDJ was kind of used to it because he did the Marvel thing. And the Barbie team just seems very thrilled about going on this adventure because, as I had said previously too, just the sole fact that a movie like Barbie on paper is recognized at this level, I think is amazing. Like the fact that it's a movie that was made by Mattel, and initially the movie was in development hell for years. And then you have a great production company like Lucky Chap coming in. You have an amazing creator like Greta and Margot now working like literally as a super producer, as well as being such a great actress. Being able to get Gosling involved, even though he rejected the project for months, like the whole story of Barbie is great. But I do agree with what you're saying. Like the awards trail is a lot for a lot of people. I mean, not only money, like you were saying, but like the amount of money they're spending on dresses and on suits. It's a crazy thing. But let's talk about the show in general.
Okay.
This was one of my more well-liked Oscars in a while, personally. I think I fall on that weird side though, where I'm like, I care so much more about the craft of film, and that's what I like about it, with my comedy sort of mixed in and not going all the way over the top. So I enjoyed the night for having those moments of comedy, but also being very, like, the two things that they winded up bringing back that I really appreciated from past ceremonies was for the acting categories, having the past winners come out.
Yeah.
I thought was great. And the other one was, what was the other thing I was thinking of? I do like that they showed the Best Picture nominees throughout the night, but they do that, I feel like, every other year too. But just, the performances was the other one I was thinking of. Like, it's good to break up the night while still having a different sort of entertainment, other than some people maybe falling flat in terms of comedy. Like, I think about the Golden Globes this year and like how fucking insane the Kevin Costner thing was. Like, that still sticks in my head as a comedic moment that didn't work. But having the musical performances and everybody was great, and Gosling's was such a awesome point where like he didn't want to do it either, but when all the other nominees were like, yeah, we'll all do it, then he's like, yeah, I'll do the performance. And I thought I'm Just Ken was great. So what were some of the things that stuck out to you in terms of things that you liked with the production of the show and some things you didn't like?
No, I mean, I loved that they did all the best original songs performances. I loved that. I would say that, yes, I did like having all of the past winners come out for the like main 4 awards. However, I really do like when they show like a short clip of that specific actor's performance when they're naming the nominees. There's just something about like ooh, that's the Oscar nom moment in the film that really got everybody to vote for them. Because there were some of the actors, when they were talking about the nominee, I just felt like it was very scripted and like, your performance is amazing. We love everything that you've done for us as a like Academy.
Was
like,
there some that stood out to you? Because there was only there weren't many for me, but there were
which
some.
one are you thinking?
I thought Charlize was a little weird with Annette. I think it was.
Okay, see, I feel like that was actually very pointed because they're both women that are always considered like considered in the same category. So I totally got that vibe. But I don't know. There were just some pairings that I was like, why is this person speaking on their behalf?
On their behalf, yeah. I mean, it's weird too because you want to, I think, set them up like who did Downey? Well, Rockwell did Downey because they're really good friends.
Yeah, which
like,
works. That
really
works
loved.
because they have a friendship and like a connection.
Yeah, but like, see, like part of me thinks that Nicolas Cage and Paul Giamatti have had like 4 conversations, but I still love that. Like the way he reacted, like he's like he said he wore the contact, which I loved. Where he was playing the whole production. He goes, "No, totally something I would do." And I'm like, hell yeah, Nick Cage. That's exactly what we want to see. But was there one that stood out to you? Like,
I don't know. I just felt like I was just kind of like, I don't care what you guys have to say about them. Like,
because my counter argument with the clip thing is just that some years I feel like, actually I feel like in recent years they actually haven't even shown the clip.
They don't. They just show a picture,
a still image, which I really fucking hate.
Yeah,
like, it's really really bad in my opinion. But some years I remember there was even like some backlash from some of the people, like maybe producers of the films or maybe some of the actors even in general, where they would show a clip that they didn't feel was strong enough, like wasn't the clip that they would have wanted.
Okay.
And like sometimes they do that, like it's like, oh, you think it's going to be this scene, and then they just show a scene that like kind of just passes the time. And
that's just bad editing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's, I don't know.
You know what I think it was? I think it was that some of the actors on stage were like reading the teleprompter so clearly and then having to like look over at the person.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I thought that was
you have 2 sentences. You are an actor. You really can't memorize that and like act like look the person in the eye and tell them how much of a great job they did. You have to read it, which for me feels impersonable.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was really the only thing. Everything else I thought was good. It didn't feel that long. Usually sometimes I'm like, oh, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
So
what did you think about the early start time? So we started at 7 p.m. It usually starts at 8.
I didn't mind it.
Did you like it like better? Did you not?
Honestly, I could care less. It ends up being that my whole Sunday night goes to the Oscars, so I could care less of like what time they start. I feel like it probably affects the West Coast more because that means that they're starting at what, 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's early. That's
kind of crazy.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. That's, I feel like, would be better for them though. Like, I mean, because then they could just go out and fucking rage.
Well, think about it. Like, okay, by the time that the show's finishing, it's like 11 p.m. here.
Yeah, so it was 10:30 this year, which means it was 7:30 there.
Yeah, which means they get to go have like they get to go out. They get to have a dinner, and yet they still get to be home before midnight.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Comedically, moments that stood out and things that you thought were not good.
Nothing standing out right now to me.
Okay.
Honestly, I hate the like gimmicky stuff.
Okay. See, like I thought the Emily and Gosling stuff was great.
That was funny. It was cute.
But you're not into it. You're not.
I don't know. It's just like kind of stand-up-y to me, and I'm not a big stand-up person. So for me, it's like laugh at us, like laugh at what I'm saying, and it's like, oh, just get to the award already. So but some people don't agree with that.
And what? So in terms of the so if we're not going to talk specifically about that stuff, what about the speeches? Was there any that stood out to you that you really enjoyed?
Divines, I loved. I thought that she seemed shocked that she won, which shocks me because it's like, girl, you've been winning all of them.
Yeah.
But she was very emotional.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I get it. Like, that's overwhelming also, standing in front of all these now peers that you've probably have looked up to your whole career, and now you're standing in front of them, and like the pressure of also having a very short amount of time to thank every single person because you don't know if you're ever going to be doing this again.
Yeah.
But I really loved her speech. I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, I love how she talked about how she was like, I'm not supposed to be here. She's like, I was supposed to be a singer. And then she was like, and my mother's the one that told me to go across the street and find something for you. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I
also love, honestly, Downey's was crazy, I loved his.
Because that's so him. Like, that's exactly who he is as a person. So I love that. Emma's shock was great, like I said. And I was just happy. We didn't talk about this one yet, but I'm so happy for Nolan because he's been nominated so many times and he has such a fantastic career. And when you look at some of the directors, like the thing with, we talked about this previously, but like with Greta, Greta's getting an Oscar one day, and I think she might get multiple, and she's still so young in her career, and she's doing incredible work as it is, right? She's going to take this little hiatus and go to a Narnia movie to do another big budget thing, and then she's going to come back and she's going to make another amazing movie, and she's going to continue to be in the awards crowd for a long time. Nolan's first nomination, they said, was 2000. 24 years he had never won. So the fact that he was finally given a chance and he had such a fantastic, impactful movie like Oppenheimer, I thought his speech was great. And I didn't know that his wife was one of his producing partners.
I had no idea either. Like, crazy. Good for them.
Yeah,
they've been together for a long time, apparently. I looked it up.
Yeah. So
I think it was great. It was deserved, his win too. I think everybody thought he was going to win. I wonder if he thought he was going to win. He looked very calm.
Yeah,
I thought.
I think so too. I think he was happy for the movie being awarded throughout the night because director. I think it was the third to last award, right? It was him, then Emma, then picture.
Yeah,
and then the picture win was such an interesting.
Let's talk about it.
Go ahead.
What was it? My eyes read.
My eyes read Oppenheimer.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Insane.
I couldn't believe it. I thought he was doing a bit for a second, but then when he said Oppenheimer, I was like, no, wait, that's the winner. And then everybody's just like, the music plays. They're like, okay, we won. Wow, great. How underwhelming though of a win. Because I just feel like you really wanted you as a presenter, people are waiting to hear, and the Oscar goes to blah, blah, blah. To just be like, and my eyes read Oppenheimer. Like, what are we doing?
I did feel kind of bad because I love Pacino and he's getting up there in age, and I was like, okay, like what are you doing, my dude? Like what is going on? But so one of the things that we actually talked about in our Culture Brave group chat, because there was some thing online too where they were like, he didn't read the nominees, and I'm like, in years past, sometimes they don't get to that point. Like if they're showing it throughout the year, throughout the night, all with the video packages, which I do love. I love when they do that. I mean, they ran 30 minutes over.
Yeah.
So they were trying to get to the point, and they apparently rehearsed the version with him reading the nominees, because they do the nominees even ahead of time. Like like they show the video package and then they have the presenter who's doing it actually reading it. So it's not like Pacino and Pfeiffer probably didn't do it because Pfeiffer was supposed to be there with him. But yeah, very like a wet fart at the very end of the Academy Awards. It was just like, what is going on?
It was so underwhelming. I feel like everybody was like, oh my God, he's just said it. Okay, let's go. All
right, everybody, get up to the
stage now. It was crazy. Yeah.
It was crazy, but never change Al Pacino. We love you.
Okay, I also need to talk about the dog. The clapping.
Oh, yes.
So
did you see the behind the scenes picture?
Yes.
So crazy.
So crazy. I love it though, because when we saw it, I was like, oh my God. I was like, what are they doing?
So ridiculous.
Hand. I love it. What was his name? Messi, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When did they show Messi? Like, what award was that for? Was that when Justine won for screenplay? Justine and Arthur?
I don't think they showed actually like cutting to the dog.
They did with the clapping.
Yeah, but I don't think it was for an award. I think it was like cutting to commercial, but then they showed the dog first.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, such an interesting thing.
I loved it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good like thing for now social media to be picking up on.
Yeah.
And that they filmed it. They actually filmed it prior though too. Like the dog wasn't there. It was something that they had done earlier.
I thought I saw that too, and I was kind of confused because it looked like the seats were empty. So they only put people in the seats next to him and behind him,
so that it looked filled,
and then green screened the rest of the people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because otherwise, I feel like that's overwhelming.
Well, I was gonna say because
For
the initial report
animal.
was that Messi was not invited to the Oscars. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean makes sense. Like, there's a lot of people there.
I would want the dog to be.
But then everybody's gonna be like surrounding him and just being like, "Oh my God, Messi!"
Yeah.
And it's like, chill.
Yeah. The
Chill.
dog's like, chill out.
He's
dude.
like, chill.
I'm
You'll
good.
you'll maybe get my paw print later.
I love it. Is there anything else?
I just want to give a shout out to Wes Anderson getting his first Oscar win ever. You know, I was kind of surprised that I didn't know that he never won actually before, but he just won. So congratulations to him.
Really, really happy for Wes. Kind of crazy that it's taken him this long to win. Kind of crazy that the one year he's nominated, he wins, he's not there.
He's not there.
He just started filming his new movie the day after the Academy Awards. We're recording this on Tuesday. They started recording Monday. That movie comes out next year, so we have something to look forward to.
Hopefully it's better than a couple of his other ones have been.
It's Benicio. Do you remember who it is? It's I want to look it up really quick. I know Benicio is one of them who he's reteaming with from French Dispatch.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's Schwartzman. The Phoenician Scheme, which is a comedy thriller action with Benicio, Michael
Cera. Yes, I knew it. Yeah.
Okay. And Cera's never acted in any of his films.
Mm-mm.
Bill Murray is a constant.
I think it's a match made in heaven, the two of them, though. I'm excited for it.
It's going to be really interesting. So,
well,
that's it. We talked Oscars.
Done.
Guys, let us know in the comments what you guys thought about the 96th Annual Academy Awards. Were you happy with the winners? Were you guys expecting something different? What did you guys think of Jimmy Kimmel as the host and some of the skits or things that they did throughout the night? Do you guys want to see somebody else host next year? Do you guys want to see Kimmel come back? He's done it now like 4 times, which is kind of crazy.
Kind of over him.
I'm kind of over him too. So hopefully they do somebody else. But let us know in the comments. Be sure to give this video a like if you can and subscribe. We are the Culture Wave Media Network. We talk about all things film and television. We're going to start more sports coverage soon and a lot of other things as well. If you guys can follow us on social media, we're at Cinema Wave Media on Instagram as well as on TikTok and Facebook and Threads. We're also at _Culture Wave Media and at Jersey's Finest Pod for other podcasts as well on Instagram. Just signing off, I am Darian Scalamoni.
I am Liz Seiko.
And we'll see you guys next time.